happening now.
And we come back in the air as we continue to follow a wildfire that is currently burning in Logan County. We have been on this all afternoon after that fire sparked shortly before 2 p.m. just about an hour or so ago. There are evacuation orders underway right now as we take a live look at the scene. Some crews, people out there trying to get a handle on this. The evacuation was issued for people that live in the area between Hiawassee Road and Coyle, between County Road 73 and West 92nd Street. Emergency officials are asking people in that area to evacuate to the Smitty gas station that is on Highway 33 just west of Langston. Again, we have seen just how windy it is out there, how dry it is, and those flames spreading quickly, Abby.
Let's go to field meteorologist Michael Armstrong. Mike, during our last check about 30 minutes ago, the emergency manager told me that they were starting to get a handle on the head of this fire. Where are you exactly? And yeah, it looks like they're trying to get some lines out there. What are you seeing right now?
Yeah, I would agree with that assessment, definitely. What we're seeing a lot less smoke. What we're seeing now is that dozers are still trying to cut fire lines here to protect exposures, structures. If I come back around, you'll notice right here next to me, we have a couple of homes. So this is off of Hiawassee Road and County Road 73. Where that's at is 2 miles west-northwest of Langston, and it's about a mile north of Highway 33. But you can see there are homes out here, and I will tell you, they've done a miraculous job because look at that. There's charred ground right next to me here in Storm Command. That's the truck right there, and you can see right next to the road there's grass that is burned, and just to my north, I'm sorry, that's looking south right there, there's still more smoke. So that's the thing, they're not giving up on this. They're going to continue to work and make sure that none of this other grass catches and none of these embers fly, because the thing about it is, when you got cedar trees, when you got other embers that are coming down, it's pretty wild because those embers can fly a long direction. Now, speaking of the number of crews, just let me zoom in. This is just kind of, Kyle just caught this out of the corner of his eye. Here comes a guy in a brush bumper. There's a crew right there. But look at all of the other crews that are off in the distance still working this western part. Now, you might go, well, the head of the fire, why aren't they working on it? Well, they've pretty much got it stopped, and the head of the fire burns toward the Cimarron River, so they've got kind of a natural fire break there. But the area where there's exposures and structures, that's the area where we are right now, and that's why we're kind of staying put here, and they're going to continue to work on these areas to make sure nothing else sparks back up. Even though it kind of looks like it's under control, they're going to make sure it stays under control.
Yeah, absolutely, Michael. We appreciate your reporting on the ground there. And again, seeing those crews just work so hard and how windy it is. I mean, this thing could spark up again very easily.
And how hot it is.
Yeah.
I mean, they are working in really brutal conditions right now. We want to take you live on the phone. We are talking with the Logan County Emergency Manager, Stephen Haga. Stephen, I know you are obviously very busy right now, so thanks for taking a little bit of time to talk with us. What is the latest right now on the wildfire situation?
So the call came out about 12:49 p.m. this afternoon. Where we got the first call was right there off of Hiawassee and Highway 33 area, and the fire moved about a mile and a half to the northeast. We've got a good handle on the head of it. We've almost got it stopped from what I've been told from our fire command out here. And we also have almost every fire department in Logan County out here, and assistance just got here from Payne County Fire as well.
Definitely an all-hands-on situation. Stephen, I want to ask you again about any potential injuries or any damage that we might be seeing to any structures. Have you heard any reports as of yet?
I have not heard of any structures or any injuries. A few minutes after the fire started, we were very quick to put out an wireless emergency alert to citizens in the area to evacuate. Also, the Logan County Sheriff's Office had several deputies that came out and alerted residents in the area as well.
Stephen, how does a situation like this work? You see a fire start to spark at 12:49 p.m. Do you immediately put the call out to surrounding departments? Was everyone already on standby given the conditions? How does a response like this come into play rather quickly, I would say?
So our fire departments work very well together out here in Logan County, and any time there is a high fire danger day, we do what we call as a war day. We tone out the first three closest fire departments to any fire that starts, so we have a very rapid initial attack on the fire.
And as far as the evacuations, are you still asking people to go to that gas station? Is the evacuation still in place right now?
We have not put out another evacuation since the first one went out. I don't think we'll probably be issuing another one. Just as fast as that fire was growing and moving north and east, we just wanted to get as many people in that area alerted as soon as possible.
We're taking a live look here. We're seeing a lot of smoke, and we're seeing obviously all of the firefighters from different departments. We're also seeing bulldozers out there drawing those fire lines. Walk us through, maybe for someone who's not familiar with this process, what are those pieces of equipment doing, and how does that create a fire break? What's the strategy?
So again, we work very well with our Logan County commissioners as well. They already had dozers loaded on the trailers today to be ready to assist us with cutting fire breaks in the fields and also assisting with that. Also, forestry was staged in the area as well today.
All right, Stephen Haga, we really appreciate the time and a great job done by your team and all of the firefighters who rushed in. Obviously, forestry there as well. So we appreciate the hard work out there today. We know it is hot and windy. I know you'll also keep us updated, Stephen. We appreciate the time.
Let's send it over
Absolutely. Thank you.
Stephen, we appreciate it. Let's send it over now to Chief Meteorologist Damon Lane. Damon, again, just how windy things are. It does sound like that they have that situation under control, thankfully for now. But again, we are seeing so many fires over these past couple of days.
Well, and what's been happening, especially looking at this map, is that while this fire, it's still burning, this is the one that Michael Sky 5 had been flying on west of Langston, northeast of Guthrie. Now we're seeing additional fires now developing. So now we have one in Garfield County, east of Enid, one up near Blackwell. Then we have them down by Stevens County, and then as you make way down towards Lone Grove as well. And all of these fire reports that are coming in basically very close to highways, to roads. And so that is the starting point for a lot of these sparks to go out. Is basically it could be farm equipment that's someone's dragging a chain. That happens a lot, where basically a spark hits the dry grass. It's very dry out there, by the way. And then a flame gets started, and within moments, that fire's out of control. Also, winds are picking up, and this is the strongest that we have seen the winds so far this afternoon, 39 miles per hour here in Oklahoma City, 88 degrees right now. So we're talking about some strong winds, record heat as well. Look at all of these 90s. The 90s are very unusual to see this time of the year. It's not that unusual during the summertime, but we are now in the final days of October. We go into November, and just about a couple days from now, and it's still feeling like August out here. So these temperatures right here, look at that, 95 in Mangum, 95 in Buffalo. It is way too warm out there, and these winds on top of this record heat that we're feeling are way too strong as well, gusting 35 to 45 miles per hour. And so what's going to happen as we go into the next few hours is the winds are only going to get even stronger. So while some of these fires may develop and then they may be extinguished, there's still going to be these fire departments that are going to be sitting by, watching them, making sure that nothing gets out of control with even stronger winds. And these fires that are still developing, they're going to be getting even worse as we go into the overnight. And so you're going to see and hear a lot of fire reports over the next few days here, because the winds are strong this afternoon. The winds are going to be very strong tomorrow morning. Even as we go out the door tomorrow morning here, winds are still gusting over 40 miles per hour. Then as we go into tomorrow night, winds get even stronger, around 45 to 50 miles per hour. And here we are. This is Wednesday morning here. Winds are still around 40 miles per hour. So this is setting up to be about a 48-hour wind event for us. The winds will come down, but not until Halloween. That is Thursday. So yes, this is going to be a very long week of fighting fires. I know we've had some, what some will say, pleasant weather over the last 2 months here, but we did not pick up any rain, and rain is so important. September is the third wettest month of the year. We picked up hardly any moisture there. In October, we haven't had any rain at all. So all of these days, sunny days, blue sky, come with a price tag, and we are now paying it, and it is only October. But you look at that dryness out there, you look at just how brown everything is right now.